So I hate when people overcomplicate stuff just for the sake of it. Therefore, in today's video, this is gonna be an n8n tutorial on self-hosting n8n on Docker in the easiest possible way, because I have been watching some of the tutorials on self-hosting n8n and I just noticed that they are usually just overly complicated for no reason. They include extra steps that you don't need. Therefore, I'll try to do this, in as easy as possible way. So without further ado, let's jump into my computer screen. So here we are. The first thing that you have to do is, of course, download Docker onto your computer. So the first thing you probably notice is that I have a Mac. But this is gonna work on both Mac and Windows. So all you have to do, type in Docker into the Google, then you're gonna be presented with this info. I just clicked on Docker desktop. Then we enter onto the website. We're gonna scroll down and we can find a button that says download Docker desktop. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna download for Mac Apple Silicon. For yourself, choose the right option. By the way, I also forgot to mention, if you're curious about automation, AI agents, and how to make money with this stuff, or how I'm making money with this stuff and my automation journey, you can subscribe to my newsletter down below in the description. But okay, let's continue on with the explanation. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit download. I'm gonna download it on desktop. So we're basically downloading currently the file. All right, so we finished the download. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up, and it opened on my different screen, but I'm just gonna drag and drop it here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna drop the Docker into applications, and this essentially what it is doing right now. It's installing the Docker on my computer. So that was easy. We're actually done with this. Now we have installed the Docker on our computer, and if you have Windows computer, just install it, and that's pretty much it. Then the next step we have to do is create a folder on our desktop. And for the folder, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a new folder, and I'm just gonna name it n8n. You can name it pretty much however you want. It's just gonna be easier that way. Okay, so I have a folder already with this name, so I'm just gonna rename it to n8n -new. Let's say like that. So we have the folder, and now I need to actually put one file into this folder. So for that, let me put it on here. This is gonna be a Docker compose file. So you might be confused what this file is and what it does and where did I get it from, but basically you can either write this file by yourself if you know what you're doing, or you can download for the description down below. I'm gonna add a Gumroad link from where you can download this Docker compose file. And the third option is actually you can ask ChatGPT to write you this file. But then what's inside? So let's open it with Visual Studio Code or with any other code editor, and you pretty much can see what's inside this Docker file. So basically, this small piece of code or data is what is responsible for actually launching the n8n environment. And in this case, for example, what I have, so first is services, which is n8n, and then I have a Docker image, which is specified like so. I have a container name, which is just n8n, restart always, then I have my port, then I have environment, and probably the only thing you could potentially need to change is the time zone. However, you can also completely delete this time zone, and I'm gonna upload this file without the time zone so it doesn't confuse your environment, but you can add it by yourself like so. So for me, it's generic time zone equal Europe dash Vilnius. For example, if you're from Berlin, then dash Berlin, London, whatever is the city. So we have this file, and again, it's gonna be in the description down below where you can download it. You can ask ChatGPT to write me Docker compose file for n8n, and it's gonna basically spit this out the exact same way. So have it like so. We have a folder that we created on desktop. We have the Docker compose file as well in that new folder. Now, the only thing that is left to do is actually open up the Docker. So I'm gonna go into the search bar and I'm gonna type in Docker. I'm gonna hit open, and it's gonna open up on my computer screen. So as you can see, right now it is completely empty. I don't have no images and I have no containers. Then what I have to do is go into terminal, and this is gonna show like the repository in which I am. So basically a folder in which the terminal is right now. And then you only need to know two commands how to basically go into desktop. So for example, what I like to do is type in ls, which basically lists out all of the folders inside Docker or inside the folder in which you are. So for example, right now I am in my own, in my home folder, like if I could say so. And there are such folders as desktop, documents, downloads, library, movies, music, etc. But we don't need that info. We need to use another command, which is cd, which means change directory. I'm gonna type in desktop. I'm gonna hit like /, and then I'm gonna type in n8n dash, and gonna type in new, and then / again. I'm gonna hit enter, and what this is gonna do, essentially now it means that we are inside this folder through our Docker terminal, and now all I have to do is type in docker dash compose up dash d. So hope you can see this. I don't know if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? Nah, it doesn't seem like I can. Oh yeah, I can. So this is gonna be basically the command that you need to write in docker dash compose up dash d. You hit enter, and what it's gonna be doing right now is gonna be pulling n8n with the Docker compose file onto your computer. And from that point on, essentially we will have the Docker with n8n set up and ready to run. So now, for example, you can see if I scroll down a bit, there appears, or let me just adjust this so you would see everything. For example, here appears an image that wasn't previous here, and then if we go into the containers, you can see that the port were opened up for the Docker. I mean for n8n. This was the port that was opened up. Now, if I click on this button, it's gonna open up my n8n instance. So for example, I'm gonna open it up. It's open on a different basically browser for me. But as you can see, now everything has been loaded up and I'm ready to create an account and set everything up basically from scratch and start running my n8n on my local machine. But then you might ask, so how do I turn this off? So once you don't want, for example, n8n or this, let's say, port to be open, all you write is docker dash compose down. And what this is gonna do is just basically gonna shut down the n8n instance that was running. And as you can see, the compose app is no longer running, but you will still see this Docker image in here. But again, if you want to turn it back on, you go into terminal. So for example, I'm already in this folder. I can write docker compose up dash d, and again it's going to open up containers, and for example you hit the drop down and this port is opened up. So again, I can open it up and I'm going to be able to shut it down the same way. So the only thing you need is one Docker compose file and Docker compose up dash d command, and that basically launches, and docker-compose down shuts it down. So I hope you found this tutorial on self-hosting n8n on Docker quite straightforward, because at least in my opinion this so far has been the easiest way to self-host n8n within a few simple steps. All you need to know is like docker compose the command, change directory ls, which lists out the file if you need that, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit a subscribe, hit a like, and I hope to see you in the next one.